Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing. It's precision-crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision-crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go, 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 go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
The Eagles lose one of their longest tenured employees, Brandon Graham, Mount Rushmore, and more. Guys, welcome to the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinpull Podcast Network. This is the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can also find me hosting Trending in the AM Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. on the STT Sports Network. I got today's episode linked below. I'd greatly appreciate you guys clicking it, subscribing to the STT Sports Network, and tuning in with your opinions on everything we talk about here and so much more in the Philadelphia sports team, Philadelphia sports world. Guys, we got a quick episode today on Tuesday, May 6th. First and foremost, one of the most tenured employees in the Philadelphia Eagles front office is no longer around. Anthony Patch was poached by the Las Vegas Raiders to be their senior personnel executive. He's been with the Eagles since 2002, most recently holding the Eagles senior director of college scouting jobs roles with the team. It's just something that we continue have to see on a yearly basis. Other teams poaching our executives. Everybody's trying to find the next Howie Roseman. The problem is a lot of the Eagles executives, when they leave here, they go elsewhere. They don't find the same success because, we're going to talk about Jeffrey Lurie in a second, but the main reason why Howie Roseman has so much success and his team has success is because Jeffrey Lurie gives Howie Roseman and his team the leeway to take chances, to make mistakes and learn from their mistakes. He also gives them the leeway to make great decisions because he's willing to write out those big checks. But Anthony Patch, someone that's been with this team since 2002, held many different jobs in scouting and player personnel roles with the organization, is now going to the Raiders to help resurrect that organization as they continue to struggle through the last, decade or so. Jeffrey Lurie was on the WIP morning show. They were running this whole thank you, Brandon Graham 5-5 day. Instead of Cinco de Mayo, they were having a Brandon Graham day. And he talked, and it's the first time he's been on the radio doing an appearance like this in a very, very long time. And one of the things he talked about is how the Eagles are going to resurrect the fullback position in the NFL. The Eagles have always been a team that has been front and center at getting ahead of the curve, of beating the trends or setting the trends. Obviously now paying running backs, which used to be an uncool thing to do. Ben Van Sumeren is no longer listed as a linebacker on this Eagles team. He has been re-signed, changing his number and all to be a fullback. We are going to see a much heavier dose of the Eagles using a fullback, most specifically Ben Van Sumeren, this upcoming season. And who knows what that's going to result in for Saquon Barkley, more, less yards, whatever it may be. But it's something that I'm really excited to see. And it's something that you'll see the league start to do over the years. But the Eagles are going to be the first ones doing it. And it won't affect Ben Van Sumeren being a full-time fullback. It won't affect the linebacker depth. Obviously, Smile Mondon, our most recent draft pick, is already being labeled as a special teams ace after one rookie minicamp. He is going to fill that depth role at linebacker for the Eagles. Obviously, have Jeremiah Trotter Jr. as well, with Jahad Campbell, with Nakobe Dean, with Zach Bond. So the linebacker position won't be affected by this. It'll be very interesting to see, though, how this fullback position evolves with the Eagles. You also have somebody in Ty Robinson, your new defensive tackle, that did fill in as a fullback 8 times last year, 7 times resulting in a touchdown. So maybe we even see a world where there's 2 fullbacks on the field blocking for Saquon Barkley, especially if and when the tush push gets banned, which for all intents and purposes, it's not been banned, but it will get banned. I fully expect the league to find a way to make it banned at some point in the very near future, maybe even by the start of the 2025 season. I love my man Ed Kratz over at Sports Illustrated. Great writer, does a great job covering the Eagles for SI. And he does every so often in the offseason his crystal ball articles. And we've already covered some of the things in his most recent article. Drew Kendall, that could be a long shot starter at right guard if Tyler Steen fails. Jahad Campbell and his number, that he fully expects the next big deal to be a Reed Blankenship extension. All this stuff here. But he mentioned something else. And we've talked about already that this is already a super young Eagles defense. They lack veteran leadership. They've already lost Fletcher Cox a few years ago. They lost Darius Slay and Brandon Graham this year. Who's going to step up and be that leader? He brought up the name of a free agent who's past his prime at this point, but maybe could be brought in, to add some depth to the defensive end edge position, but also a veteran leader that's been there, has won Super Bowls, has played on Super Bowl teams before, and that's Von Miller. And I know Von Miller's 36 years old, and I know Von Miller is well past his, prime of double-digit sacks. I mean, he had double-digit sacks all but 1 year from 2011 to 2018. But he's still in a small percentage of playing 33% of the snaps last year, played in 13 of the 17 games last year. He had 6 sacks. And that, to me, tells me that Von Miller's still being out there. He's 36. He'll be 36 for pretty much the entire season. He's a guy that you could bring in as a veteran leader on this team that's got a lot of experience and still can kind of fill that Brandon Graham role physically on the field of being a third down passing edge rusher on this team. So something to think about. Think about Von Miller, whether you'd be interested in Von Miller being an addition later on here in free agency for the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, like I said, WIP had a Brandon Graham special day on May 5th on Monday, and a lot of topics was, is Brandon Graham on your Eagles Mount Rushmore? And this might be a very unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say right now that Brandon Graham is 100% not on my Eagles Mount Rushmore. Obviously, Brian Dawkins is on it, and Reggie White's on it. For the old school people, you got to put Chuck Bednarik, one of the greatest Eagles of all time, on it. But Brandon Graham, as much as we love him, as much as Brandon Graham is an all-time great, won 2 Super Bowls here, had key plays in those Super Bowls. Is he on Mount Rushmore over Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Jalen Hurts, Nick Foles, Don McNabb, Eric Allen, Seth Joyner, all these names? And to me, the answer, it's a very easy no. While he is an all-time great, he's not one of the greats, the greatest of all time with Philadelphia. Just my opinion, but tune in. Trending in the AM live today, Monday or Tuesday, at 8 a.m. And tell me how crazy I am or if you agree with me on that. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinpole Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stiefel. I'll see you on Trending in the AM. If not, you'll be listening to me tomorrow morning. Have a great Tuesday. Go Birds, and bubbles up.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.